Hey again, folks. Robert Kintigh here, and I woke up today remembering something that happened to me back in 2000. I thought that it's something very powerful that I wanted to share with you. You know, one Sunday I went walking into church, and I got to tell you, on my way in, I was just having one of those weeks. Things were kind of tough, and I was having one of those moments that we all have, right? Things went on to me in life, and then I was replaying them in my brain over and over and over again. And sometimes that's healthy because that's how we learn. But sometimes all you're doing is you're really just taking the hammer and you're driving in the nail deeper and deeper. And so as I went walking into church that morning, I was sitting there, wasn't even really paying attention to church, truthfully. What was I doing? I was just replaying, right? And so as I'm sitting there, out of nowhere, for whatever reason, my eyes opened up and I focused in on what was being said. And it was as if the pastor was speaking directly to me this morning. Now, don't worry, this isn't a preaching sermon. I'm not trying to, take us all to church. What I want to take you to is the lesson. And what the pastor started talking about was how we have things go on in our life, and then what we do is we ruin ourselves by sitting there and what's called playing the tape over and over and over again. And yes, I said tape. I know I just took us back to the early 2000s, but the point is that something happens once, and then we want to replay it over and over again in our brain. And what that's going to do to you is that's going to slow you down and stop you and harm you because of what you're doing to yourself. Now, if something's good, of course, we want to relive it over and over again. Makes sense. Not a lot of harm there, although there could be, but not a lot of harm. But when we have these situations go on, right, and we're sitting there replaying them over and over in our head, it absolutely makes no sense. You didn't like it the first time, so now let's replay it 10 more times and go over it. Or the one I like that I used to do a lot is why didn't I say this? Why didn't I tell her that? Why didn't I say this to him? I mean, do you really think, that's helpful? Because I know I did at the time, right? Oh, this is so helpful. It makes me remember what to do next time. But you really have to do something that's important, and that is you have to erase the tape or erase the MP3 or whatever digital age we're in at this time. We have to take and make sure that we take that stuff and we're done with it. The longer you hold on to something that has a negative impact on your life, the deeper you're driving it into your soul and your heart. So, when we want to get somewhere, if we're trying to lose weight, if we're trying to, get better at our job, if we're trying to be a better parent, if we're trying to be a better spouse, whatever it is, we can't sit there and focus in on those things that are tearing us down. Okay, we can't keep replaying them in our brain over and over again. It happens. Analyze it, flush it out, and move on. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't want to learn the lessons, because we always want to learn the lessons, and that doesn't mean that we want to be blissfully ignorant and forget about what went on. But what it does mean is that you deal with it and then you remove it and throw it away. So, the lesson for today is that you got to erase your tape. You have to let go of these things and not sit there and just replay them over and over in your brain. So until next time, and we get to meet again, I want you to work on erasing your tape, your MP3, your Xbox, your phone, whatever it is. And I hope that you move on to a more prosperous life. So talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in.